I was almost about to give up, and then I came across Mike, this guy. Is which day trading channel is the best to learn from my personal experience. And guys, if anybody is qualified to talk about this, it's me. Trust me. In my earlier days, after a year of constantly losing, I almost gave up after going through so many YouTube channels. I spent tons and tons of time, day and night, on weekends, during days, weekdays, after work, before work. And then I kept taking one step forward, two step back, one step forward, two step back. And it was just, I remember those days were really, really depressing. And then I finally came across this channel, and I was about to give up. I literally was about to give up. And I came around this channel. It turned my trading around. So I'm going to talk about it. What is it? And I'm going to go through all channels that I went through, what I learned from them, and which one is the best that I recommend. Now, I'm also going to talk about some tips on how to find gold info for free, because now everybody's just selling courses. And I want to talk about, those great videos that actually will help you out. Now, a little bit of my background story. What really motivated me was Tim Sykes. Back in about 2016-17, Tim Sykes was just blowing up everywhere, and he was just talking about how I became a millionaire, turned my 12,000 to million. And I was like, you know what, let me just get his course and let me just get started. And I bought his millionaire DVD. That was the first course that I bought. It was about like $300 to $400. I don't remember exactly, but it was some $300. And I went through the whole thing. I was super excited. I would take my notes. And at the end of the course, when I got done, I literally had no idea where to start, where to buy, what to buy. I did not have any idea. He talked about the basics of stocks. He talked about chart patterns, but he did not really talk about risk management, where to get in, what those chart patterns means, and anything. And I'm actually really surprised that that's one of his best sellers. I don't know how he did, how it's possible, but for me personally speaking, maybe it resonates with other people, but it did not resonate with me at all. Maybe I got like 10% out of it, or maybe 5%, but that was my first course. So I went through all his videos, and he would talk about chart patterns, and it just did not make sense. And he would talk about buy the dip, but I didn't know exactly where to buy the dip, and what do I do if it doesn't work, where to cut losses. And he did not go into teeny tiny details, which is, I think, is very, very important. So it didn't really work for me. I wasn't able to make money. I actually kept losing money, and especially when it was all about penny stocks. So penny stocks are even more dangerous. Then I kept looking more and came across Rookie Guitarist. At that time, right now, he's about 1.7 million, 1.07 million. At that time, I think he had about like 20 to 30,000 followers at the time. I don't remember exactly, but it was very, very low. And he was about to just like blowing up, and he was working really hard, and he was talking about all the indicators, MACDs, and talking about moving average. That's what I came across. That's how I came across all those indicators. So I was like, yep, that's the way to go. So I added all these indicators, learned about Thinkorswim. He really put a lot of info out on Thinkorswim, how to use that. So really some good information out there, but still it wasn't how to have a perfect trading plan, risk management, psychology. He did not talk about psychology at all, which is kind of weird, especially when it's a psychology. I believe now it's actually like 70% or whatever, like 60-70% of the trading. So he did not talk about that. And that's one of the reasons, psychology and risk management was the reasons I was not able to learn a lot from him. But Ricky talked a lot about technical analysis. And later, actually, I'm not using any of those rules that he taught at the time. Right now, I'm not using any of those. But that's how I started to learn about technical analysis from him. But again, it was not really beneficial as far as becoming consistently profitable. At least I personally didn't resonate with it. Okay, I'm sure there are a lot of people who have had good experience with him. Then I came across Warrior Trading. While I was actually following Ricky, I was watching Warrior Trading as well. And honestly, like, he had a lot of gold info, but if you don't buy his course, it's about like $3,000 to $4,000. I don't know exactly the course cost, the exact price on it, but it was something around that much. It was like $4,000 at that time when I looked at it. And guys, all I got was FOMO from him. Again, trading only penny stocks, which is extremely dangerous. You need to be extremely careful, very, 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 very good, very, very fast. And as a beginner trader, it was just very, very tough for me. So I could not follow his um, strategies, and it was really tough for me. But every day he would make like 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, and it was giving me it was giving me more FOMO, which I didn't realize. And also, like, he would always talk about I made 5,000, so I would think like him, okay, if I think like him, I will become a better trader. What I learned was the best way is to just completely hide your P&L, not trade your P&L and trade your charts. But I did not get that from him. So maybe he's able to do that better. He's able to keep emotions strong while he's down 10,000 or he's up 10,000. But for me, when I'm up a lot of money or down a lot of money, emotions always kick in for me. So what works best for me is to hide your P&L. And he talks always talk about P&L. And I think it's because to get more views, obviously like that. So again, it did more damage to me, unfortunately, um, than good. But again, always got from all these channels, I did get some value out of it. So I'm not gonna say I didn't get any value, but I wouldn't recommend any of these channels to a newbie, okay, or a new person. I wouldn't recommend at all. Then I was almost about to give up, and then I came across Mike, this guy. I remember there was some stock that I was trading, and it went about 100%, and I traded that and I actually lost money on it. And I was like, how do people get in? I see these stocks going up a lot, and I just didn't know how to get in, how to get out. And he made a video on that day about that particular stock where he said, oh, I had a big trade on that, a massive trade, a big profit, huge profit, something like that. But he talked about that ticker, and I was like, oh, everybody talks about this massive trade, about this ticker because it went up 100%. So I opened up that video, but actually over there, he exactly laid out why he was watching that stock, why he was looking at that particular stock, how he drew support levels, how he decided to enter, where he decided to put stop loss, and then what to look for, how to get in, how to get on. And my mind was just completely blown because I traded the exact same stock, and I was not looking or reading that stock exact the way he was reading it. And the way he was doing it, I'm like, oh my God, this makes perfect sense. And one thing that it was really different than all the other people was every time he would get into a stock, he would say, okay, I'm buying at $5, my stop loss is $4.50. Or he would say, I'm buying at $7, my stop loss is $6.50. I'm buying at 10, my stop loss is 9. He would talk about the buying, and then next thing he would say is my stop loss. Every single time. And I was like, why is he always talking about stop loss? Why is he not talking about how much money he's going to make, how much shares he's buying, what is his target? But he would always, the first thing he would do is he would talk about stop losses. And every time if he would get stopped out, he would lose some, but then he would make a lot more when he is winning. And every time, then I realized it just really clicked at that time that stop loss is the most important. And he always stressed about risk management. And when I looked up and went back to my 1 year of my trading history, I realized all my trades were just, I would win, and then I would lose it all back in one trade. I would win a couple of more times, and I would lose all back in just one trade. It was only because I did not have stop losses set before I got into a trade. And that's what I learned from Mike. But not just that, I learned technical analysis, trading psychology, when to pump or when to slow down, how to increase size, decrease size, how to calculate share size. Everything he just taught me. And because of Mike, I can say that I'm still trading. Otherwise, I wouldn't be trading at all. For sure, I would have given up because there's so much that you need to know to be able to be able to trade better. And Mike pretty much touched every single point of it. Now, there are some cons right now because at that time he only had like about 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers. But now he has like 97, so like his chat has just blown up. He has like 10,000 people at the time when I joined his chat. There were like 300 people at the time, so he was answering your questions, and it was really, really more beneficial at the time. But if you want to learn, I suggest that go through his playlist right here. These mental lessons, trading lessons, and volume and swing trading and TDG triangle. So these in the playlist, you come here in the playlist, and then you look into the playlist of mental lessons. He talks about psychology. He talks about everything that you need to know. You don't have to buy anything. Now, if you do want to buy, It's not really that big of a deal. I say that you can buy his membership for the chat room, because he talks about, when he takes stride, he actually talks about what he's looking at. So it's actually great to follow for a few months, okay, and then just become independent yourself and learn all of it. But I think this was the turning point for me to do True Trading Group. So these ones are the list, from the list you want to watch, and go through all the videos. Then another channel that was really helpful was Trick Trades. So Trick Trade was exactly very similar, but he was trading more of big cap stocks. And I realized that even though I understand risk management, technical analysis, I was not really doing well on small caps, and big caps was better for me. And that's where Trick Trades come in. So I combined all of what I learned from him and I learned from TDG, and I came up with my own strategies about on how to trade. So I trade big cap stock, which Trick Trades talk about all the time. And again, same thing. These days now, they're all just gotten really, really famous, and it's not really that, the quality of videos are not that good, because they're trying to sell courses now. They're more sales pitch. So what I would suggest is go to their old videos and go to a playlist and look up their old videos, especially the long setups and the shorting setups, where he talks about technical analysis, what to look for, little nuances that you really want to know. Okay, now other channels to mention that I would talk about is SMB Capital by Mike Bellafury. He really, really good stuff here as well. But True Trading, I would suggest, is the best in my opinion. As far as Humble Trader is concerned, I think it's more this. She does have really, really good, definitely really good trading. It's not a complete course, so that's why I don't like that. It's more for entertaining, I believe. So I would watch it for more for entertaining purpose. But she does have good info, but it's not something that it's not even come close to Trading Group at all. Then another one that I really liked is Chat with Trader, where this guy chats with traders and interviews the top traders and what they did right, what they did wrong. Highly, highly recommend it. Similar to Chat with Traders is Be the Story. He also takes interviews from the great traders and talks about some really good stuff. So these are nice to have channels as well. But if I had to go one, I would go with True Trading Group and then Trick Trades, and go through their playlist and look up their old videos and their playlist. And those were the best ones in my opinion. All right, guys. Hope you guys learned something, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.